Today we'll be talking about the Garmin Venu SQ2. So there's going to be 7 things that I really hate about this watch, and this is what the video is all about. Let's get into number 1. There has been no change of design to this watch versus the previous model. In fact, the dimensions remain 40.6 millimeters by 37 millimeters by 11.1. Okay, previously it was 11.5 millimeters thick, now it's 11.1. Not a big difference. But if you look at the actual watch case design, nothing has changed. It looks like a brick from the 19th century, as in it's just so old-fashioned. It's just not funny. And this is a very unattractive watch, let's be frank. Now, yeah, the AMOLED display on top, okay, it sort of brightens things up, but the design of the watch is unattractive. And if this was any other brand, if this wasn't Garmin, if this didn't have all this pedigree to back up the claims of this watch, nobody would even give it a second look. Number 2 is music, because as you know, with the Venu SQ2, you have to pay an additional 50 quid or 50 bucks to get the music edition. Now, why would you need to pay an extra 20% on top of the already hefty price to get yourself a couple of gigabytes of storage and to be able to stream Spotify and Deezer? Like, that's unreasonable. Now, that's very unreasonable and petty in my eyes. Now, I understand what, Samsungs of this world are doing, Apple smartwatches. Yeah, you either go for this Bluetooth or Wi-Fi version, or you get the LTE version, which allows you to use an eSIM in your smartwatch. Now, that's a real upgrade. And there you pay another $100 and you get yourself an LTE edition. But here, all you're doing is getting some music. If you think of almost every smartwatch out there, it gives you that for free. So no, I just don't agree with this approach. I think they're charging you for something that should be there for free as it is. The screen of the Garmin Venu SQ2 has grown from a 1.3 inch to 1.41 inches, an increase of 8%. Sounds good, but as we know, the watch case dimensions stayed the same. The bezels, they didn't get any thinner. It's just that now, instead of a square panel, we're using a slightly rectangular panel. But 2 years have gone on since the original SQ. I'm sure something could have been done to actually slim those bezels and actually put in something bigger, because we know of fitness trackers like the Huawei ones, which are 1.47 inches in size, and they cost, with huge AMOLED displays, around 40 bucks? So this is unreasonable. I think that the display that can fit on this frame is at least a 1.5, 1.6, maybe even a 1.7 inch display. So the 1.41, it might have been great a number of years ago, but not today, not at the back end of 22 when this was released, or 2023, because this model, if we look at the previous one, it will stick around for at least 2 years before an upgrade. Another personal peeve with this particular watch is the watch case again, because if we look at it, it's all plastic. Now, okay, we shouldn't call it plastic, it's polycarbonate. Yes, we can see that the frame on top is aluminium and it sort of stands out from this bland plastic, but it's only at the top portion of the watch case. It's just at the brim of your Gorilla Glass on top of your display. But the rest of it, it's all plastic. Underneath, it's plastic. On the sides, the buttons are plastic. The lugs are plastic. And it's just, very bland. And I think it's charging quite a bit of money. So they could have spiced up and spruced up the design to add a bit more metal. Now, of course, you could say that it's pretty light as it is. They didn't want to add the weight. But aluminium, plastic, if it had an extra gram of weight, I'm sure it wouldn't affect the performance. But at least it would look much more attractive. Number 5 is basically the navigation and the operations of the Venu SQ2. Well, actually, the Venu SQ1 had the same problem. Now, it has a very large amount of area, right? So it's a touch-activated display. You've got 2 buttons, and yet I feel that the touch activation is very similar to a fitness tracker. So you've got the vertical merry-go-round. You can swipe right, and you only get 1 shortcut available. Why not make 2 or 3? Because now if I want to find something, I need to go through the full merry-go-round to get there. There is nothing for me to see when I swipe left. I need to click buttons or tap buttons to get into further menus. I just find that this is slow, this is inconvenient, and if I want to have a look at the widget I particularly want to, like my heart rate or body battery, it just takes too long, it's inconvenient, I don't like it. I think there are better ways of organizing smartwatches these days. And we could use the space better, and of course just maybe increase a bit of the feature set. So you could maybe swipe left for more shortcuts, or swipe right to give you a quick access option to a particular setting. Something like that. Well, I think we've covered the 5 pet peeves that I've got with this watch. There are some things which I just don't like, and I think they need to be spoken about, because other reviews sort of, well, might tell you them, but still put a positive spin on it. I think we have to be honest, right? So, yes, some things about this watch are absolutely great. It is a nice watch. I don't think it costs too much. It costs quite a bit. So, in my mind, anything over $200 or £200, that's already leaving the budget segment. But it's still very close to the budget segment, and it does offer a lot of punch, a lot of value for that amount of money. But there are some things which are just plain annoying, and I think can be easily fixed if, well, basically if the reviews, if the people talk about them. So maybe Garmin will hear and actually do something about it in the Venu SQ3. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please drop me a like. If you want to see more of the same, you know what to do. Please hit the red subscribe button below the video. And I'll see you in the next one.